Good day, everyone. Today, our group will discuss research instrument validity and reliability. Before we dive into the details, let's clarify what these terms mean. Reliability is about consistency, whether the instrument produces the same results under the same conditions. Validity, on the other hand, is about accuracy, whether the instrument truly measures what it's supposed to measure. Both are essential because a research study loses credibility if its tools are weak.
That's right. Let's take an example. Imagine a survey designed to measure stress level among students. If the survey is reliable, a student should get a similar score if they answer the same question today again and after a short time, assuming their stress hasn't changed. But if the survey is valid, it should actually measure stress is not something else like motivation or happiness. Without reliability and validity, the result we get won't be trustworthy.
One of the most common ways to check reliability is through internal consistency. This is where Cronbach's alpha comes in. If all the items in our stress survey are measuring stress consistently, the Cronbach's alpha will be high, ideally above 0.70. That tells us the questions are working together and not scattered across unrelated ideas. If the alpha is too low, it means some items may not really fit and might need to be revised.
And reliability is not just about the item themselves, it's also about stability over time. This is where test-retest reliability is used. For instance, if we give the stress survey now and then give it again after 2 weeks, the results should be similar if the students' stress levels have not changed much. If the scores are very different, it means the tool is unstable and not reliable in measuring stress consistently.
Now, beyond reliability, we also have to ask, is a tool truly measuring what we claim it measures? This is where validity comes in. One way to check this is by comparing our survey with a standardized test. Let's say there's an established psychological scale for stress. If our survey scores show a strong correlation with that trusted scale, then we can say our tool has a good validity.
To strengthen this further, researchers often use exploratory factor analysis, EFA. This method helps identify whether questions in the survey naturally group into factors that represent different aspects of stress, like physical symptoms, emotional responses, or behavioral change. If the items cluster the way theory predicts, it shows that the instrument has strong construct validity.
And it doesn't stop there. Each part of instrument, or what we call subscale, also needs to be checked for consistency. If emotional stress subscale is reliable but the physical stress subscale is not, then the instrument isn't fully dependable. That's why researchers calculate Cronbach's alpha not only for the whole tool but also for its smaller section.
Another important part is the inter-rater reliability. This applies when the instrument requires judgment from different assessors. For example, if teachers are rating students' class participations, the result should be consistent regardless of which teachers the rating. If one teacher gives a very high score and another gives a very low score for the same student, then the instrument lacks inter-rater reliability and could be biased.
Yes, and when we talk about validity further, we also look at convergent and discriminant validity. Convergent validity means that our instrument shows strong correlations with similar constructs. For example, a stress survey should have some connection with a related measure like anxiety. On the other hand, discriminant validity means it should not strongly correlate with unrelated constructs like a scale measuring math ability. This way, we can be confident that our tool is measuring stress and not something else.
Another method used is confirmatory factor analysis, CFA, which tests whether the data fits the expected structure of the instrument. In a simple terms, CFA checks if the survey items should really reflect the factors we believe they measure. If the analyses show a high percentage of variance explained, then the items are doing a good job of representing the concept, in this case, stress.
Lastly, we also need to ensure that the instrument works across different groups for people. For example, the stress survey measures stress fairly among both male or female students, or among junior high school and senior high school students. If the results are consistent across their groups, then the tool demonstrates fairness and can be applied widely.
To sum it all up, an effective research instrument must be both reliable and valid. Reliability gives us confidence that the results are consistent, while validity assures us that the instrument truly measures what is intended to measure. Both are necessary because one without the other weakens the credibility of a study.
Exactly. By carefully examining internal consistency, test-retest stability, inter-rater reliability, factor analysis, and different forms of validity, researchers can develop instruments that are both trustworthy and accurate. That concludes our discussion on research instrument validity and reliability. Thank you for listening. This is the Group 3.